The city of Stowe, where I live, meaning the questioner, continues to reject new school levies. What would you do to ease the burden on property owners and provide efficient school funding? Please be specific.
It's a great question, and I think we need to be specific on that. 10 years ago, with the libraries, we created an earmark at the legislation, at the state level to be able to earmark dollars specifically for libraries. We went from 27th in the nation to #1 in the nation with our libraries. I think our Hudson Public Library downtown is proof of that. What we need to do is we need to earmark dollars specifically at the state level where we identify those dollars to be used and not allow legislators to touch those dollars, while at the same time, we need to take the advanced effort to really build out a model for being able to provide commodities purchase at a centralized level where we provide the ability to, 30 seconds, to be able to allow our 612 school districts to buy across a centralized contract where it helps them to reduce the costs on commodities. They're buying everything from computers to hardware to food. We need to be able to work together to get those centralized contracts. We can save $300 to $500 million a year on our $13 billion in spend in education.
It's a big subject for a short period of time.
As quick as I can go.
Thank you. Mr. Moran, please address that.
Public education is very important to me. I have expressed and acted as a parent here and as a counselor here a great concern to build our public education system. I've reached out to both the school administrators and the school board to work with them to find solutions. The question had to do with Stowe Monroe Falls, which is having its 4th levy after having 3 failed prior. They're in a very difficult situation. They have an excellent rated school system, just as Hudson does, but they need help from the state, and they have not been able to get it. What we need to do is adjust the education formula for funding of our schools in this state. Of course, we have to always look for efficiencies in our school systems, in our governments, and I will work towards doing that. But we have to adjust the education funding formula so that the burden on property taxes is lowered, that we don't have these repeating levies so frequently.
Do you agree with the General Assembly's decision to repeal House Bill 920? It's pretty closely related. Please explain your answer, and I'd like you to answer.
Can you repeat that
first.
again?
Be happy to.
House Bill 920.
Do you agree with the General Assembly's decision to repeal House Bill 920?
The General Assembly has not repealed House Bill 920. House Bill 920 was passed in the 1970s, and what that does is put a ceiling on the levy amount when the levy was passed.
Has someone suggested repealing it? Maybe the questioner meant that. Is there a suggestion to repeal it?
There are some states that, obviously there are a lot of different examples across the country, and what we need to be doing as a state is looking for the best examples from across the country. On Monday I was down in Columbus listening to 3 of the country's 6 top experts on school funding. We need to be able to take the best of the examples from across the states, and that's probably what the question was getting at, is that's one idea, is that that could be repealed.
So, Mr. Nero.
Yes, well, back to House Bill 920 as it stands. There are those that are challenging it, but if House Bill 920 wasn't put into place, Treasurers reported that there would be over $4 billion in additional taxes per year that would be put on our residents. Over $4 billion. What that House Bill 920 did was allow you to be able to vote on taxes, establish that level, and not have inflation be able to drive that up. Could we afford $4 billion in additional taxes today? No, we couldn't. So that was appropriate to be able to put in place, and but it still brings to question how we fund our schools. And so there are challenges, as Mike touched on, to say that it's Stowe and they're having a challenge. He said that we need to change the formula. That's not answering the question. The question is, how do we do that? And again, I think our model for the formula is not working right now because we have inner cities like Cleveland and others that are shrinking in population, but they got the opportunity to be able to keep their rates at the highest level to which they were at. We need to go to a statewide model to create the funding and allow that to be able to be based on commodities.